We're here with Doug and a very special guest.
And we have a special guest with us. You know her, of course, as the happy-go-lucky TV personality and celebrity mom. But Allie,
Thank you.
Hi, Allie.
Hi.
But you're here because you've been hiding a painful secret for the last 2 decades.
Well, you know, it's not something you really like to talk about, being in pain, because a lot of it is like your mental state. You want to be positive. You don't want to think about that. But I think I've been in chronic pain for 20 years now, and I really think it stemmed from a car accident. I was headed to San Diego to do a television show with James Brolin, and I got into a car accident on the way.
This was 20 years ago.
This was 20 years ago, and then over the years, carrying 3 children, you know, from me putting my body in a certain position, then nursing them for 3 years, and then carrying them in those cute little carriers. I was now diagnosed with arthritis in my back. You know, my spine is starting to curve, and I've always dealt with that number 1 and number 2 vertebrae. That pain has transferred down my arms and into my fingers, but it always has been sort of the neck and back. And I really have done every single modality over the 20
Hanging
years.
upside down.
I didn't do that one. And I'm not one to just say, this is just how my life is going to be. Like, I feel like I'm young. I deserve, you know, an incredible quality of life. Like, I couldn't even pick up my kid. Like, I can't pick up my kids, really. And that's it makes me so sad and want to cry. And when I heard about stem cells, it was about 2 years ago. There they are.
Kids.
It was at a Bulletproof conference when I first heard the conversation about stem cells, and that the goal was to really make that accessible price-wise as well to everyone. And because I have a health and wellness platform called Reshape, and work with doctors and scientists and researchers, I crossed paths with Beverly Hills Rejuvenation Center and was doing their hormone program at the time, and, you know, of course, saying everything that was going on, and started talking about the pain. And they had just started doing stem cells and were really having incredible results. Then I watched a documentary on pain, and also doctors, scientists from around the world talking about their patients and the results they were getting. And then for me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, I'm doing it. Like, why not?
Well, so what kind of results have you seen so far?
So I am 4 weeks in, and I want to say, to be perfectly honest, you know, I was expecting, Dean Cain did it before me. Like, I saw when he got out of his treatment, and he was like, woo! And I really wanted that for myself. And I got a little worse before I started to get better. I was sore a little bit the next day, but 4 weeks in, where those stem cells were put in, I really am not experiencing pain there.
So they're injecting stem cells into your spine?
Well, they did it in my neck, a little bit down my spine, like in 6 different spots. But they're like little missiles where they really seek out those places where there's inflammation. You know, they know where to go. Like, they find their way to those spots.
Is it a really costly thing for people?
It's pretty, I mean, yeah, I would say it's pretty pricey right now, but when you're thinking about, do I have surgery and go under, or do I try this? And I really think the future of this is the goal, I think, of everyone in that space is really trying to get the cost down so it is accessible to everyone. And it just knows what to do. If you have issues with your bones or cartilage, like, it goes and it regenerates those areas. Wow. So it's very exciting.
So this is an experimental procedure. It's not covered by insurance or anything like that?
Not covered by insurance, no. And I'm a little bit of a guinea pig. I kind of do everything on my site, and this was definitely something that was very intriguing to me and interesting, and only because I saw the results that everybody was getting, I was like, I've got to try it. Like, I don't deserve to live in this kind of pain.
Are there any side effects from it? Do you feel anything the next day? I mean,
no.
Really?
I mean, it was like so simple. Like, I'm not kidding you. Pricking your finger and putting blood on a sample is probably more intense than like having, you know, mesenchymal stem cells injected into yourself, wherever it is. Yeah.
Wow. So how do you know when it's successful? I mean, how long do you have to wait before you get a result?
So they say 6 to 8 weeks, and then it progressively should get better, right? And if you're in tune with your body and you're living in pain, like, you know, if you're seeing results, you know, like, I'm so like aware and conscious, and I do so many different things to manage the pain. So I was checking in with Dan Holtz from Beverly Hills Rejuvenation, like, every day, like, okay, so last night I didn't have to use my acupressure balls, you know, to kind of release that area. I didn't have to take Tylenol or Advil. I didn't have to ice last night, you know, so it's definitely, like, I would say 65% better than it was 4 weeks ago.
So, Allie, if our viewers want to receive more information, where should they go?
They should go to Beverly Hills Rejuvenation Center. Yeah, and they could also follow me on reshapelive.com, which I also be posting the whole journey and all that information. Yeah.
Right. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Yes, thank you guys.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Allie.
You're welcome.